Hi, welcome to Pandora's Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of January 2016. Please remember to check your rising sign and your moon sign because that will allow you to understand a bit better the energies that you will be dealing with. Happy New Year to everyone, and let's start with this reading. You have in the challenge position the Chariot. The Chariot is a card that represents success. It represents movement. It also represents someone who has been able to marry both sides of his life, the light side with the darker side. Now, the movement could be actual physical movement, like over land. So it could be that you're focusing on moving from your home, trying to even move out to a different country. The Chariot represents, your focus on moving on, moving on to the next stage, whether it is with a business thing, which, you have a pentacles here, so it could be related to that, but it's about moving on to the next stage of your life, and seeing all the work that you have been putting on this to, give results. This is basically what your month will be focused on, and this is something you have been working on in, previously, because it comes up in this position, so it's not something you start, January 1st. Now, in the center of the reading, you have the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins represents the earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now, this could be someone who helps you achieve this movement, achieve this success. What I believe is that you, the majority of you, will be taking on the energies of this type of character. This is someone who is a very hard worker, and this is someone who's very reliable and constant. He has mastered the capacity to just do even a little bit of work every single day to achieve what he wants. So there is a very reliable type of person, and this very focused and constant, and this is something you will be taking on to be able to achieve what you want, Cancer. Whether it is you want to move, whether it is you want to launch a business, you're going to be very focused. Now, in the position of things you cannot change, another major arcana card, which is, along with the Chariot, and you have one more up here. So, the major arcana cards tell us that it's going to be an important month. But going back to the things you cannot change, you have the Moon. The Moon represents you. It's the card that represents the sign of Cancer. So, even if you take on these traits, it means also that your own traits are going to be there. So it's not like you completely disappear. And it also means that this month, it's all about you. You have to rely on yourself. Don't give this job to anyone else. Just take it all on you. Also, the Moon represents being able to tune in with your intuition. So it's a good month to follow your intuition. And also, because it's going to be very accurate. Another thing is that the Moon, it's kind of like, it's like a veil over reality, so we believe we're seeing things, but in reality, they're not exactly as we see them. They're fuzzy, that's the best way I can describe it. They're not really defined, and also could represent some kind of hidden truth coming out. Now, with this card here, which means is that you won't be always be seeing things clearly, okay? So you need this to take on this attitude. Even if it manifests as a person, you need to take on this attitude because you need to ground yourself, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of illusions and false hopes going around. Perhaps you think, oh, I will be able to move out this house by, January 15, and it turns out it's not real. You're not capable to actually do it. Be realistic, okay? Keep working, but be realistic. Now, in the position of the help you're going to receive, you have the Death card. Now, the Death doesn't represent death. It represents change, but throughout a process. It's something that has been going on for the previous months, and in the month of January is where the changes finally start to happen, okay? And this comes up as the help to you, Cancer. So, there's also a requirement for you to let it flow in a way, let it just take its course. It's like what needs to fall apart, it will fall apart. Don't hang on to the past. Don't hang on to things that are not you anymore. Okay, it's kind of death. It's kind of like the snake um, shedding off all skin. It's not like she's dying. She's just finally moving on to the next stage of her life. In the outcome cards, you have the Five of Cups, which represents sorrow, and it represents being a little bit sad and crying over crying over what you don't longer have anymore. So again, try not to hang on to the past. And another thing is that I think this goes hand in hand with the false hopes that we see here. Perhaps you build up too high hopes. That it doesn't mean that you have to tear yourself down or be pessimistic. It means that you need to be realistic, so you're able also to have good results by the end of the month. So there could be a moment towards the end of the month where you start to think, oh, maybe my business is not really working. I thought I was going to be, uh, having clients all over the place by now, and it's just not happening. And then perhaps if you look at it, you realize, well, maybe you open up, I don't know, a week ago. You need time to let it process, again, the process, the things that need to develop. There's a path that you need to walk in the month of January while you're still working, okay? Now, again, with the Five of Cups also came up the Seven of Coins, and this is a great card. This is a card of someone who is seeing results. He is reaping what he has sown. So you will see results by the end of January, and I will see, even more towards February. But so don't get discouraged. You need to work hard, you need to be realistic, and don't let, again, false hope sort of cloud your vision, and follow your intuition. So, and this process, because clearly it's a process. You will be able to achieve what you've been working towards, but you need to let it unfold first. So, like I said before, I want to thank everyone who spends your time with me. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, subscribing, and just, hanging out. So, again, Happy New Year, and I will see you next month. Take care.